When I was growing up, we were taught to love Israel. It was known that America was a Judeo-Christian nation, right? And we were taught that. And so I'm surprised, not anymore, but I'm surprised that Americans don't love Israel.
It's easy to hate Israel.
Right.
Because it's easy.
Yeah.
You don't have to be brave to hate Israel. I'm listening to these American commentators, that Tucker Carlson. I'm just thinking, you wanker. Because I'm listening to them. They know nothing about what it's like to grow up in a town like I've grown up. They have no idea what it's like to grow up with a massive Muslim community. You're going to know. None of their videos are going to age well. Jihad is here. It's in the United States.
It is here.
And it's coming. So none of their videos are going to age well. You're going to look back at videos of Tucker Carlson, Sneeko, all these other traitors, and the American public in a few years to come are going to be enraged that these wankers lied to them. Excuse my French, but they lied to them over and over again. A Muslim-Christian alliance. Yeah, tell that to the Christians in Pakistan. Tell that to the Christians in Syria. Tell that to the Christians that have been butchered and massacred. Tell it to the Christians in Nigeria. Why do they always go on about Palestine and Israel and Jews instead of going on about the Christians who are being massacred around the world?
I know why I asked you, why do you run for politics, president or something? Because if you were president, you could do what the Great White Hope is doing, what Donald Trump is doing.
He's the best.
Right. And so if you were president over there, you could do the same thing because you have the people behind you.
Yeah, but you need, it's the scale of money that you need to get into that position.
Tell the Jews to give it to you.
Well, they won't, will they? That's what I keep saying. Where's the money? Where's the money, man? They won't. If I thought I could go and set up a political party and have £100 million, I'd do it tomorrow. I'll be running tomorrow.
I would too.
But you can't beat the political system in the UK.
Right.
You need £5,000 for each person that's standing. Then you've got to put up candidates in every single town and city. Where do you get the money for that?
No.
You just can't do it. So that's why the major parties, it's all there. We don't have the proportional representation system.
What, so you know, because of time, I feel a little rushed, I'm sorry. What does it feel like? I mean, what do you think about the Great White Hope and what is happening in Iran right now?
I'm very happy that they went in Iran. I want to see the end to the Islamic regime. In fact, how I feel. Do you know, to people, I don't care if you're against, if you're against America, like when they say America first, and I'm listening, everyone I've met since I've been here, from General Flynn to congressmen to senators, I asked them all the same question. What's the biggest threat to the United States of America? They all say China. Well, China has 100 days of oil. That's it. In China, 100 days of oil. Who are they relying on? Venezuela, Trump nailed them. And Iran, Trump's nailing them. So if there was ever going to be a conflict with China, then him blitzing these two is America first, if there's ever going to be a conflict. But I look at it from the Persian people and the freedom from the Islamic regime. It's not Afghanistan. It's not Iraq. In Afghanistan, 99% of them want Sharia law. That's not what the Persian people want. Yeah. So these people have been held hostage from Islam, by Islam, for 45 years. That country has been at war with America for 45 years. They've been dictating, mocking, when Barack Obama gave them £1.7 billion in cash. America, on the world stage, 4 years ago, 8 years ago, was a laughing stock. Yeah. It becomes so weak and pathetic. Yeah. Now, if you look at BRICS, yeah, with where everything was heading, it was heading away from the dollar and away from the United States. By Trump smashing Venezuela, smashing these lot, you've lost 10 members of your armed forces, which is devastating. You've took out the whole navy of Iran. This conflict was always coming because Iran is not about Iran. Iran is about world supremacy. They want world domination. That's their mindset, yeah? You've took out their navy, you've took out their planes, you've took them out, you've blitzed them, you've lost 10 soldiers. As I said, they funded 10 terror plots on my country, they fund Hamas, Houthis, Hezbollah. If in 6 months' time we can sit down and the supremacist Islamic regime fall, Donald Trump will be seen as one of the most successful men ever, yeah? If you replace them scumbags with a pro-Western democracy, pro-American, pro-purchasing oil, doing trade deals with America, I think it's great, and I just want to see them fall. And I look at, most people in America after January 6th would have been scared about losing their jobs, scared about speaking out, all these different things, same as Britain. These women and these Iranians, they're not scared about losing their job or getting called a name. They're getting butchered. They're getting raped, they're getting shot dead, they're getting executed, and still they're out on the streets. So you want to look at courage. In our generation, that is the courage.
Amazing.
They have shown more courage than anyone, so you should at least respect the fight coming from them. And also, we as the West should hold our hands up where we've got dirty hands, and we've got dirty hands by helping the Ayatollah in the first place.
Amazing.
So,
I have at least a couple of people want to ask you questions
Yep,
from
cool.
the audience. But first, your warning to America is what?
stop Islam and stop it now. Don't worry about being called names. You need to. Your immigration to the United States has to benefit the United States. You know, in Japanese immigration into Germany in 2023, they had 40,000 Japanese migrants for 4 violent convictions. They had 25,000 Algerian migrants, 1,794 violent convictions. Immigration is a choice. Choose where the people are coming from. It doesn't work with Islamic immigration. You're mixing oil and water. They don't come and integrate or assimilate. They come here to dominate and take over. So just stop Islamic immigration. Stop building mosques. Do not recognise Islam as a religion, because the last thing they do is pray. It's a political ideology that manifests itself and hides as a religion. So stop it. Don't be sitting here 10, 15 years down the line when you've got 25 million armed Muslims in America scratching your head saying, why didn't we listen to them?
I, for 35 years or so, been warning white Americans they need to start speaking up. I remember the knockout games where they were knocking white people out, laughing about it. And now white people are under genocide in America. Whites are under genocide in Africa and in your country. And now they're under genocide in America. And people act like they don't see it. Anytime a black person or a white person have a fight with a black person or another
it's
race,
racist.
it's all over the media.
know.
They call it racist. But when things happen to white people by the people of color, you don't hear about it. And so a lot of people think it's not happening, but it is happening. White people are under genocide here in America already.
Do you know how many cases there are of Muslim women? Say, like, the figures in the UK. Muslim men make up 3% of the population. They're responsible for 90% of the convictions of men that rape kids. 30% of the men convicted are called Mohammed. The same statistics. In Sweden, 63%. They only make up 10% of the population, 63% of the rapes. In Germany, they make up 4 or 5%, and they're responsible for 54% of the rapes. In Austria, 50% of the rapes. Last year in Paris, 77% of the rapes. So they are raping and pillaging their way through. And out of all those cases, there's not one single case in the UK of a Muslim woman being raped by non-Muslims.
Wow.
Not one.
Should there be a regime change in Iran?
I'd love there to be a regime change. There needs to be.